Gemini 2 now has a 1 million token context window. What does that mean though? And is that the end of RAG? Here's my take. First, what is the context window and why does it matter? The context window is your whole interaction with an LLM for a particular chat. So if you are asking it to help you write an article, for example, it's your initial question, its response, and then any further back and forth. Now, ChatGPT 4 has a context window of about 100,000 words, and Claude 3.5 has about 150,000 words. That's approximately 500 pages of text. It's unlikely you'll ever hit that limit with a normal chat with the LLM. But let's look at a different example. Say you wanted to use the LLM to ask questions about anything in the knowledge base of your company. This can easily span thousands of pages and will exceed these context windows. Now, if you simply feed that data to the LLM, you'll get poor results. It will not pull up correct information, or it simply won't be able to find the answers. In other words, it will start forgetting things. So we use RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. The way this works is we take all the information we want the LLM to know, and we store it in a special type of database. It's called a vector database, and it's special because it allows for semantic searching, or by meaning. So for example, if you're searching for what do I do if the coffee machine breaks in the kitchen, it might pull up an article from the knowledge base talking about process for getting office appliances repaired or replaced. Now, with a traditional database, they just wouldn't work. It wouldn't be a match because the keywords don't match. But a vector database can, in a way, understand that a coffee machine is related to appliances, and so it will pull it up. So with RAG, any interaction with the LLM works in two steps. The first is the vector database search, and then all of the results that get fed into the LLM as context as part of the chat. So this way, in our example, we don't need to feed it the whole knowledge base, but only the relevant bits. And this brings us back to Gemini and its 1 million token context window. This is about 750,000 words or 2,500 pages. It is a lot. And some people have been saying this means we simply don't need RAG or won't need it very soon, assuming this context window length is only going to go up. Now, I don't think that's true for three reasons. Number one, obviously we still have datasets that are far longer than 2,500 pages. Now, are we going to have an LLM that has an unlimited context window? I don't know. With the current architecture, no, but that doesn't mean someone won't come up with a method to do it. We don't even know how Gemini does it in the first place. But even if that was the case, there are two more reasons and they're related. The first one is interactions with LLMs involving large context windows are slower. Even just transferring 2,500 pages of text is going to be slower than transferring, let's say, 2 or 3 pages. And second, they're more expensive. And that's almost linear. And what this means is if you are sending your 2,500 pages to the LLM as context, you will be waiting for the answer longer. And not just on first question, it's on every question. And your request to the LLM will be a lot more expensive, to the point where, at current prices, each message might cost you 10 or 15 cents. And the reason for this is the LLMs are stateless. They don't actually remember the context. The client does. So when you are using ChatGPT through the web interface, you don't see that because their web app manages this for you. But if you're paying for the API or using programmatic access to the tool, then each time you want to send the LLM a message, you need to send it the whole context. And that means the whole history of the chat. And you will be paying for that message based on how long that context is. And then the LLM has to process that context. So each time for every message. So long contexts mean expensive and slower interactions with the LLMs. So that's why I don't think this is the end of RAG. It does mean you can more easily prototype solutions without spinning up the RAG, or get away with without using RAG for more simple scenarios, or for more scenarios than before. But I would draw a parallel with traditional apps and databases. Your context window is the memory, or RAM. And even as the RAM increased manifold over the years, we still haven't stopped using databases. Yes, there are more cases where we can simply keep the data in memory, but that hasn't made databases obsolete. We just keep using more and more. And so when it comes to LLMs, well, the easy way this can happen as well is first we will want to have big context with images, and then we're going to have context with video. And that just multiplies the amount of data you need to store. So I don't think it's the end of RAG just yet.